Once upon a time, in Germany, there was a castle. The castle of Thunder Ten Tronk. In it lived the Baron of Thunder Ten Tronk. He was one of the biggest barons in the country because his castle, despite the expense, not only had a door, but even windows. And his wife was one of the biggest baronesses in the country. Ah, their daughter, Cunegonde, sweet, 17. To see her was to love her. None more so than this, our hero, Candide himself. Just look at him, pure, simple, and unspoiled. Nobody quite knew where he came from. The older servants reckoned he was the son of the Baron's sister, by a gentleman she could not possibly actually marry, he having only 71 quarterings to his coat of arms, whereas she had no fewer than 72. Just think of that. Candide did. He hadn't any quarterings at all. And being madly in love with Cunegonde, who naturally had 72 as well, he hadn't a hope, poor thing. Well, if they stand there like that much longer... Ah, the son and heir, young Baron Thunder Ten Tronk, brother to the delectable Cunegonde, a chip off the old block. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the oracle, the luminary, the paradigm, the esteemed Dr. Pangloss, propounder of the philosophy of metaphysico, theologo, cosmolo, nigology. In a word, optimism. But listen for yourself.
It is therefore demonstrated things cannot be otherwise. Since everything is made for a purpose, therefore it follows everything is made for the best possible purpose. Consider the nose. The nose is designed to support spectacles, and so we have spectacles. Consider legs. The leg was obviously developed to be covered by breeches, and so we have breeches. Stones were made to be trimmed and turned into castles, and so our noble baron has a castle, a beautiful castle. The greatest baron in the province must needs have the best possible home, and his good lady baroness is the best of all possible baronesses. There is no effect without a cause, my children. Everything has its sufficient reason. So anybody who tells you that anything is merely good is talking rubbish. Rubbish! Everything is for the best in this, the best of all possible worlds.
It seems to me perfectly evident that the greatest thing in the world is to be born Baron of Thunder Ten Tronk, and after that to be Mademoiselle Cunegonde, and after that to see her every day. And after that, to listen to Dr. Pangloss, the greatest philosopher in the land, and consequently the world.
Applied physics, how interesting. There is the cause, and there the effect. I feel sure that I should benefit from an experiment like that. Perhaps Monsieur Candide and I could find a sufficient reason.
And so the adventures of Candide began. He walked and walked and walked. Didn't care where. He cried a lot, made accusing gestures at heaven for turning him out of the nicest of all possible castles and away from the most beautiful of all possible little baronesses. He cast back soulful, sad looks. It got dark. There was a rather wet thunderstorm. He went to sleep in a field. It snowed, of course. You might say he wasn't all that happy. Well, wait till you hear the rest. The next day, he reached the town of Berkhof, Trarvik, Digdor. Not in too good shape, either.
Oi. He's a well set up young fella.
Yeah. Just about the right height, too.
Please, young sir, do us the honour of eating with us.
Oh, the honour is mine, sir, but I have no money. I couldn't pay my share.
Oh, tut, a man of quality like you never pays for nothing.
And pardon my observing, aren't you about 6'1" or so in height?
Why, yes.
Then you must eat with us. Men of your standing
And height?
must never be without ready money. We'll give you some. What are men made for but to help one another?
Always saying it, always.
And so is Maitre Pangloss.
Oh, really?
And everything is for the best.
And so it is.
And to prove it, please accept these few coins just to tide you over.
How can I repay you?
Well, do you not have a great affection for...
Oh, yes, I have a great affection for Mademoiselle Cunegonde.
No. It was the King of the Bulgars we was asking if you don't have a great affection for.
Well, no, I've never seen him.
What? But he's the most charming king.
Delightful. We must drink to his health. The King of the Bulgars!
King of the Bulgars.
That'll do. You are now the prop, the defender, the hero, the mainstay of the King of the Bulgars. Congratulations. Hey-bo! Stop! Quick!
And so, Candide joined the army.
Now today we are going to learn left turn, right turn, about turn, sloop arms, order arms, present arms. Cock your pieces, take aim, fire! And as a reward for your audible, unseemly behaviour, 30 whacks with a big stick! Ow! 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 Ow!
And he would probably have been beat to death if the Bulgars hadn't suddenly gone to war with the Avars. The world has never known anything as beautiful or as brilliant as those two armies. The trumpets, fifes, woodwinds, drums, oh, and cannon too, made such a harmony as hell itself has never heard. First, the cannon knocked down nearly 6,000 men on each side. Next, the muskets with this best of all possible worlds of 9,000 or 10,000 errant rogues who infected it. The bayonet was a sufficient reason for the removal of a few thousand more. Candide managed to hide quite successfully during this heroic butchery.
If this really is the best of all possible worlds, then I'm truly fortunate to be in it and not in any of the others.
Both armies won, and both gave thanks to God. The same God, of course. And so Candide left the army, there being no one left to restrain him. In the villages he saw old men dying, children with their throats cut, young girls disemboweled after meeting the needs of a platoon of heroes, and various other fruits of civilization. Candide kept on walking, all the way to Holland, a very religious country.
And 17thly, brethren, consider charity. Is there anything more important than charity? Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity...
Charity?
Do you believe in the cause?
There's no effect without the cause.
Do you believe the Pope is Antichrist?
I haven't heard so. But whether he is or whether he isn't, I still need something to eat.
You don't deserve to eat, you don't. Get away from here, or we'll run you in. Go away.
Doesn't believe the Pope is Antichrist, indeed. That'll show you what a Baptist can do, my lad.
Such religious zeal, such sincerity. Well, along came an Anabaptist. That's a man who hasn't been baptized. Name of James. He was a kind man. If it had 2 legs, no feathers, and a soul, then it was his brother.
My poor friend. What a way to treat anybody. You'll come home with me, have a bath, a meal, and a change of clothes. Oh, come along.
Oh! Oh, merciful heaven. Rich Pangloss told me that everything was for the best in this world. Oh, how can I ever repay you?
If you like, you can work in my factory.
Oh, what do you make, sir?
Cloth.
Oh, Hollands?
No, as a matter of fact, we make Persian cloth here.
How terribly interesting.
The very next day, Candide went for a walk.
Don't you recognize your dear Pangloss?
You? But, dear mate, heaven forfend, what happened to you? Why aren't you in the best of all possible castles? How is Mademoiselle Cunegonde?
Dead.
How did she,
She was disemboweled by Bulgar soldiers after as many as could manage raped her. They bashed in the Baron's hat, cut the Baroness to pieces, and the young Baron suffered the same fate as his sister. And then they knocked down the castle and stole all the livestock. But we were revenged. The Avars did the same thing to our Bulgar castle. You all right?
Yes. Yes, forgive me. But you, how did you come to this pass? The cause, the effect, the sufficient reason for your condition?
Love.
Love?
Love did it.
Well, I know my own experience of love is limited to one brief kiss and a lot of kicks on the behind, but I failed to...
You remember Paquette?
The chambermaid?
Oh, my dear Candide, in her arms I sampled the delights of paradise, which produced these torments of hell you see written on my face.
But how?
She had an unfortunate infection, which she got from a Franciscan monk, a clever man, who traced it to its source. He got it from a countess, who got it from a captain of the horse, who got it from a duchess, who got it from a page, who got it from a Jesuit, who got it when he was a novice, in a direct line from a shipmate of Christopher Columbus. And nobody'll get it from me because I'm dying.
Oh, Pangloss, what a pedigree. The devil himself must have sired it.
Oh, not at all, not at all. It's an essential ingredient in this, the best of all possible worlds. Well, consider. If Columbus had not been in the Americas to catch the disease, we should have neither chocolate nor cochineal. Now, consider also, Only we have the disease at the moment. The Turks, the Indians, the Persians, Chinese, Japanese, they know nothing about it yet. But there is a sufficient reason to suppose that they will in good time. Meanwhile, it's doing very well amongst us here in Europe, particularly amongst those highly trained mercenaries of the various armies that decide our destiny. Be assured, if an army of 30,000 men confronts another army of 30,000 men, at least 20,000 men on each side will be riddled with the pox.
Isn't that marvelous?
But look, we must get you cured.
Well, yes, but how? I haven't a penny to my name. Have you ever heard of anybody being cured of anything without pain?
James.
James who?
Of course. He'll help you.
What James?
And so, Candide begged the Anabaptist to help his old tutor in his hour of need, which he did. And Pangloss was given treatment to cure the fruits of love. He only lost one eye and one ear in the process. And because he could write well and knew all about arithmetic, the good James made him his bookkeeper. And 2 months later, took both the doctor and Candide with him when he boarded a ship on a business trip to Lisbon. The journey was pleasant enough until they came within sight of Lisbon.
Lisbon?
How do you reconcile this with the best of all possible worlds? Easy, this is quite indispensable. Particular misfortunes make for the general good. Therefore, the more the particular misfortune, the greater the general good. I see, but... Come back! No, do not interfere!
Interfere?
Consider, since all is for the best, it follows this storm was expressly designed so that the Anabaptist is to be drowned in it. Otherwise, it would have no meaning.
And will we be drowned in it?
Oh, I hope not.
And you could hardly be blamed for thinking that was the end of the tale. Not a bit of it. Candide and Pangloss floated ashore, clinging to the piece of mast, which is de rigueur on these occasions.
They walked into Lisbon, or what was left of it. The shipwreck had been caused by a tidal wave, which had been caused by an earthquake, which had been busy trying to destroy the entire city. Candide and Pangloss helped to dig survivors out of the rubble, and then sat down to the best meal they could manage.
Cheer up! Be of good heart! Consider, my friend, if there is an earthquake in Lisbon, it cannot be doing damage anywhere else. Therefore, your misfortune is the good fortune of others. All is for the best. Things could not be otherwise.
I take it, sir, that you do not believe in original sin. For if all is for the best, there can be no fall and no hell.
I beg your Excellency's most gracious pardon, but the fall of man is necessary to the best of all possible worlds.
Then you do not believe in free will.
Forgive me, your Excellency, but there is room for free will and necessity. It is necessary to have free will.
Sir? What are you doing, sir?
Sir, I'm arresting your philosophical friend, sir.
Upon what authority,
Upon the
sir?
authority of the Inquisition of Holy Mother Church, sir.
But he He meant no harm.
No.
Why then, we have another log for the fire.
If you open your mouth here, the only thing you should say is, "Landlord!" Thank you. 3/4 of Lisbon had disappeared, taking 30,000 of its inhabitants with it. The church, in its infinite wisdom, decided that a sure remedy against a repeat performance would be to burn a few people at the stake. Pangloss was given the signal honor of joining them, but for some reason, he was also given the unusual honor of being hanged rather than burned. The kindling was provided by a Basque who had unpardonably married his godmother, and 2 Portuguese who had an incurable aversion to bacon. Candide was reprieved, that is to say, sentenced to be flogged within an inch of his death. Remark the artistry of the occasion. They flogged him his time to the music, a nicety which Candide must have appreciated to the very seat of his being. The Altar de Fe was a great success, and that evening there was an even bigger earthquake.
Go in peace.
Oh, Pangloss. Pangloss, was it really necessary that the good Anabaptist should be drowned? Really necessary that Mademoiselle Cunegonde should have her, tummy ripped open? And really necessary that you should go and get yourself hanged before I could find out what it was all about? Really?
Young man, you are to come with me. I'm to look after you and make you better. Now, give me your hand.
And that is what she did. She made him better in a little room at the town. And 3 days later, she brought him here, very furtively, to this charming abode just outside Lisbon.
Go on. Lift. Look. Oh. Oh. By Our Lady of Atocha. Good St. Francis of Padua. Oh, the equally good St. James of Compostela. Waken up.
Is it really you? Yes. And you really live?
Yes.
And you were not raped and your, tummy was not ripped open?
Oh, yes. But it is not obligatory to die after that sort of thing.
Oh.
A little less noise, I think.
And your father, your mother?
Dead.
And your brother?
Also.
And what are you doing in Portugal? And how did you know I was here? And what's all this about?
Gently, gently. Sit down and be a good boy, and I'll tell you everything.
Everything?
Everything. Well, you know about the war.
I know about the war.
Well, one day a great horde of Bulgars swept into our beautiful castle of Thunder-ten-Tronckh. They slit my father's throat and chopped my mother into little pieces, so I fainted. Well, when I came to, I found myself being ravished by a great vulgar Bulgar.
Only one?
Isn't that enough?
Oh, yeah, more than adequate. Go on.
Well, I scratched and bit and fought and kicked, and not realizing that all that was going on is perfectly normal in wartime, you see. And he got annoyed and stabbed me, just here. still have the mark.
Oh, I should like to see that.
All in good time.
Ah.
Well, a Bulgar captain came in and saw us. The soldier didn't even get up. Naturally, the captain got very angry at this lack of respect.
Of course.
So he killed him.
On top of you?
Yes.
And then what happened?
Well, the captain dressed my wound. Then he made me a prisoner of war.
Oh.
In his own quarters.
Oh, that was kind of him.
Oh, yes, he was kind. And he had a nice white skin. All soft.
Oh.
Well, after about 3 months, he got bored with me and sold me to a Jewish merchant called Don Issachar, who was mad about women. And he brought me to Portugal and set me up in this house.
And so...
Wait, there's more. One day at Mass, the Grand Inquisitor spotted me and fell madly in love with me.
Of course.
Well, he tried to bully Don Issachar into parting with me, but the Jew is quite powerful at the court and wasn't having any of that. Then the Grand Inquisitor threatened him with an auto-da-fe, so the Jew compromised. He has me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and the Sabbath, and the Grand Inquisitor has me on all the other days. It's been going on for 6 months now, and apart from arguments about which day is the Sabbath, it's all working out quite well.
But how did you know where to find me?
Oh, well, you know about the earthquake?
I know about the earthquake.
Well, when the Grand Inquisitor decided to hold an auto-da-fe so that there wouldn't be another earthquake, he very kindly invited me along. I had a very good seat, and we all got refreshments between the Mass and the executions. Well, it was bad enough watching the Jews and the Basque being burnt. But when I suddenly recognized my dear tutor, Dr. Pangloss, being hanged, I fainted clean away, only to recover and look again and see you, stripped stark naked. Oh, well, my head reeled with horror and despair. Though, I must tell you, in all honesty, your skin is even nicer than my Bulgar captain's. Well, after they'd finished flogging you in time to the music, I sent my old serving woman to look after you. And here you are.
Here I am. I've come to exercise my bites, my little sweetheart, because it is the Sabbath. You little Christian bitch.
Oh.
So it's not enough I'm sharing with an inquisitor already. I'm sharing also am with this dog meat.
Oh, dear.
Merciful heavens, a man killed and in my house. What are we going to do?
Oh, if only Dr. Pangloss were here, he'd have given us good advice if he hadn't gone and got himself hanged.
What on earth? Merciful heavens! What have you done to Don Issachar?
Yes. What have you done to Don Issachar?
Oh, Monseigneur le Grand Inquisiteur.
Grand Inquisitor.
Inquisitor? You? You do not appear to have benefited one jot from the flogging I arranged for you. I shall have to arrange something else, something a shade more permanent,
Now, if this holy man calls for help, A, he'll have me very definitely burn at the stake, and B, he may very well do the same for Mademoiselle Cunegonde. I've already killed one man, in for a penny, in for a pound. Excuse me. I'm awfully sorry about this. Necessity. Dr. Pangloss would have explained if you hadn't gone and hanged him.
Here's what to do. Madame will collect all of her money and her jewels, and Candide will saddle 3 fast horses, and we'll all ride like Hades for Cadiz. But not too fast, for I have only 1 buttock left. The weather's really very nice for the time of year. It's pleasant to travel in the cool of the evening.
Excellent idea. And then what do we do?
Find a ship. We cannot possibly stay in this country because of the Inquisition.
You're absolutely right. Let's go.
Well, they reached Cadiz with only one minor mishap. All Cunegonde's money and jewelry disappeared. So did a Franciscan friar who happened to stay at the same inn. But then they actually had a stroke of good luck. The military lessons Candide had so painstakingly learned proved very useful, and he became a captain.
and they gave him a company to command. And they were all off to South America with plenty of guns and ammunition to teach the error of their ways to some reverend Jesuit fathers who were preaching independence to the Indians so that they could then govern the Indians for themselves. And so they all embarked. And so did Mademoiselle Cunegonde, the old woman, and 2 valets, one of whom, Cacambo, was from South America, and of whom we shall see more. And off they set. The voyage was perfectly normal. There wasn't much room for drill, and so Candide did a lot of philosophizing.
Optimism, my dear friends and companions, optimism. I feel certain that the new world is that best of all possible worlds mentioned by our dear Dr. Pangloss.
Perhaps. But I have suffered so much in my world, I'm no longer hopeful about anything.
Suffered? You suffered? Ah, my dear madame, compared to me, you have not yet started.
My good woman, unless you have been ravished by 2 vulgars, stabbed in the, twice, had 2 mothers and 2 fathers horribly murdered before your very eyes, and seen 2 of your lovers whipped at an auto-da-fe, then I really don't think you can substantiate your claim. Added to which, I was born a baroness with 72 quarterings on my coat of arms, and yet I have cooked for a vulgar captain. So there.
Madame, you know nothing of my birth, and you'd soon change your tune if I showed you my backside. Oh. My eyes were not always bloodshot and rimmed with red, and my nose didn't always touch my chin, and I was not born a servant. Permit me to tell you my story. I am the daughter of Pope Urban X and the Princess of Palestrina.
Please note the discretion. We use a fictitious name for the Pope.
Till the age of 14, I lived in luxury and splendor, and I was splendid. My breasts were just forming, and what breasts! White, firm, and round like the Venus de Medicis. Oh, and what sparkling eyes! Brilliant, flashing lights that totally eclipsed the sparkling of the stars, as the local poets were always telling me. And the women who dressed and undressed me fell about in ecstasy when they beheld me from the front and from behind.
And she went on for 2 chapters and most of the Atlantic Ocean. How she was affianced to an Italian prince. How the prince was poisoned by his ex-mistress on the eve of the wedding. How her mother took her away from it all, and their ship was attacked by pirates who stripped them and searched them for diamonds in purest places. And they were raped and made slaves and raped again and again. How the pirates were in turn attacked by a gang who wanted the women badly. How she saw her mother torn in 2 by over-ardent suitors. How she nearly died of the plague while all around her did. How she was sold over and over again and ravished at regular intervals. And finally, how she came to lose one of her buttocks. It happened at the siege of Atzov. The soldiers, lacking their normal rations, decided to eat the women. But a pious Muslim priest persuaded them to do it by installments. And before they had chance to take a second helping, the garrison was relieved. And so they reached South America.
Y Buenos Aires, amigos! Everybody change!
The governor, Don Fernando de Barra y Figueira y Mascarenes y Lampuertos y Souza. Proud, haughty, as he should be with so many names. So disdainful, so superior and affected that everybody who met him also wanted to kick him. It was young Captain Candide's duty to report immediately to the governor.
At your service, Don Fernando de Barra y Figueira y Mascarenes y Lampuertos y Souza.
I omitted to tell you that Don Fernando de Bar y Figuere y Mascarenes y Lampurdas y Sousa was also the greatest womanizer this side of Sierra Madre.
Is this your wife? Hmm?
I can't say it is, because it isn't, nor my sister. We are betrothed, Your Excellency. And we'd be very grateful to Your Excellency if Your Excellency would deign to marry us as soon as possible, Your Excellency.
Go and inspect your troops.
At once, Don Fernando.
Don't waste my time, Capitano.
Absolutely not, Your Excellency.
Ay. Te quiero. Te adoro, Colocora. Eres tan bella que me vuelve loco. Quisieras hacerte el amor ahora mismo si tú quisieras. Te amo con locura infinita.
Pardon?
Beloved, we will marry in the church or out of the church. Anyhow, but somehow. Yes?
Goodness.
You must say yes.
Well, I'll have to think it over.
15 minutes. No more.
Thank you.
Madame, you have 72 quarterings to your coat of arms and not a halfpenny to your name. You simply must be the wife of the greatest gentleman in South America with the magnificent mustachios. You've earned it. Marry him and make Captain Candide's fortune.
And it's hardly betraying Candide, because I've been previously ravished by all sorts of people.
That's it.
Meanwhile, down at the harbor, what have we here? Portuguese man of war, and there's the sting. Officers of the law, and a magistrate. Poor Candide.
And a magistrate? Hey, Bowden!
And a magistrate all the way from Portugal. If you don't fly this minute, Master, you'll be burning within the hour.
Do you really think so? Hey, Bowden!
I know so, Master.
Right. You saddle Inquisitor's horses, then we'll go to the palace for Mademoiselle Cunegonde. Hey, Bowden!
But the magistrate's already there.
Oh, Cacambo, whatever will we do?
Leave her and run.
What? Leave a beautiful little baroness with 72 quarterings? What'll become of her? And Don Fernando he was going to marry her.
She, with respect, will manage. And she didn't murder the Grand Inquisitor of Portugal.
True. Oh, Cacambo. Oh, Cunegonde, when will I ever see her again?
God knows.
Yes, I suppose he does.
Oh, come on, Master.
Yes, all right. Just a minute. About 10! About 10! Oh, I hope those poor fellows can swim.
Some of them could. And so Candide rode off on a new set of adventures. But where was Cacambo taking him?
Cacambo? Where are you taking me? Do you know?
Of course. I lived in this country many years before going to Spain.
So where are we going?
To the land of the Jesuit fathers.
But I came here to fight the Jesuits on behalf of the king.
True. Now the king would like to have you burned at the stake.
True. We'll go to the Jesuit fathers. Supposing the Reverend Father Colonel puts us to death.
I don't expect that of him, sir.
Stop! Emrys!
Imagine. Trying to build an empire out of that lot. Never mind. We'll manage, whether they like it or not. What? No, young sir. No. Yeah. Please don't look so alarmed. I understand you're German. And being German are therefore not Spanish. And being not Spanish, therefore am allowed to talk German. I too am German. And what part do you come from?
Westphalia, Holy Reverend Father.
Why, so do I. What part of Westphalia?
I was born in the castle of Thunder Ten Tronk.
Why, so was I. Heavens. Candide? Is it really you?
Monsieur le Baron!
Yes!
Cacambo, it's the young heir to Thunder Ten Tronk, the young master!
Oh, thank God!
But Pangloss told me that you'd been bucketed by Bulgars and then killed in a most unpleasant fashion.
So I was. Left for dead along with the rest of my family.
I can tell you something about that.
Oh?
Go on.
Well, priest came along and sprinkled some holy water on us. Well, it was a bit salty, and some got in my eye. And the good father saw it flutter, said he didn't bury me afterward, but took me back to his order, which was the Jesuits. Well, as you know, Candide, I've always been rather nice looking. And the Father Superior took a fancy to me and dressed me up as a novice and took me about with him to Rome and places. And one way and another, I got on rather well. And here I am in charge of this post.
Miraculous. It's wonderful. Fate has led me straight to you to rescue me. But now, your dear sister.
Cunegonde, but she was...
No, she wasn't. And at this very moment, she's in the governor's residence at Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires? My dear Candide, we will raise the force now, ride in, and ride out with Cunegonde.
Oh, yes. And then she and I can be married.
What insolence is this? You presume to marry my sister, a baroness with 72 cotrings on her coat of arms. You?
Well, Holy Reverend Father, Colonel, sir, I did rescue her from a Jew and an inquisitor, and she wants to marry me.
What's that got to do with it?
And Dr. Pangloss said all men are equal.
We'll soon see about that. Cheeky little man.
Oh! Oh, merciful heavens, I'm the mildest man imaginable, but I've already killed 3 men. 2 of them were priests. There's nothing for it but to sell our lives dear, sword in hand.
No, thank you, Master. There are other things to try first. Make way for the Reverend Father Colonel. Make way for the Reverend Father Colonel.
And they did make way, all the way to the frontier, until Candide and Cacambo were safe. Well, safe from the Jesuits. But where to go now?
We'll go to Cayenne.
And desert Mademoiselle Cunegonde? Never.
If we go to Buenos Aires, they will burn you at the stake.
We'll go to Cayenne.
How long will it take? Not very.
It took a month. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. They sweated up mountains. They forged across rivers. They skidded down precipices. Were hunted by savages. Ambushed by brigands. And watched their horses drop dead from fatigue. And at the end of a month, they still hadn't reached Cayenne or anywhere.
Do you see Cayenne yet, Master?
Not a sneeze of it. Look, Cacambo, a little canoe moored in that river down there.
A little canoe?
Now, it may not be entirely ethical, but my plan is this. We load that little canoe up with coconuts, launch it upon the bosom of the waters, and see where they take us. Come on.
And that's just what they did. At first, the journey was pleasant enough and a welcome rest, as they drifted through a nice assortment of scenery, sometimes wild and sometimes gentle. But then...
Cacambo! It's even nicer here than it is in Westphalia. Let's moor the canoe and head for that village over there. solid gold.
Those must be the sons of the king of the country.
Come, children.
And that must be the royal family's tutor. Oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, you've forgotten your precious playthings. Well, I never did.
He doesn't seem to want them.
Cacambo? Where on earth can we be?
Where indeed? A country where the princes are so well brought up, they despise gold. Armed with their new wealth, Candide and Cacambo came to this charming place for something to eat. And they had bowls of parrot soup, a steamed eagle, very tasty roasted monkeys, a dish of buntings, another of hummingbirds, various very nice casseroles, and delicious pastries. And a nice young lady kept on pouring this rather cheeky liqueur, made from cane sugar. And of course they thought they could more than adequately pay for it all with the precious jewels they had picked up.
Keep the change.
Que dice el cambio?
Señores, nos hacemos cargo de que son ustedes extranjeros aquí. Disculpen nuestras prisas, pues que nos divierte que trate vacarnos con los guijarros de la
Forgive us for
carretera.
laughing when you try to appeal to the common stones of the highway.
Common stones of the highway?
Common stones of the highway. Doubtless you haven't any of the money of the country, but it isn't necessary anyway. All hotels are paid for by the government.
Paid for by the government?
Paid for by the government. You've done badly here because this is a poor village. But in other parts you'll be received properly.
Más liberalmente.
What country is this? Where everything is so different from anything I've ever seen before. It's probably the land where everything comes out right. There must be. And no matter what Pangloss said, I couldn't help noticing, from time to time, that in Westphalia everything came out wrong.
You have come, and goodness knows how you have come, for our mountains are inaccessible, where no stranger has come before. At least I can't remember, and I'm 172 next week. You've come to the land the Spaniard calls El Dorado.
El Dorado? Of course, Cacambo, El Dorado, the place of gold. The men have sought it for centuries and failed. Oh, we shall be rich and famous.
Rich and famous where, young sir?
At home in Europe.
Oh, you will never see it more.
I beg you.
Sorry?
Our mountains are inaccessible
Yes,
from
we
both
heard.
sides. That is how we have retained our innocence and natural goodness. Also, we are forbidden to try and leave.
Forbidden? Who forbids? The king? The law?
The consent of the people. That is the law.
Forgive me, venerable sir, but without formal law, how do you deal with wrongdoers?
Wrongdoers? What are wrongdoers?
People who do wrong.
Oh, we have none of
No,
those.
who break the law.
But the law is the collective consent of the people. Why should they dream of breaking it? Oh, I see our simple ideas are too strange for you. We must send you to the capital, where wiser men than I will explain. Oh, and the king will wish to meet you.
So they went to the capital in a coach drawn by the usual form of transport, large red sheep or llamas. And when they reached the king's palace, they were welcomed by 20 beautiful young women who bathed them and dressed them and delivered them to the throne room.
What's the drill? On the knees, on the belly, hands on head, hands on bum, lick his boots, so what?
The custom, sir, is to embrace His Majesty and kiss him on both cheeks.
welcome these rare strangers. We shall learn much from them, and perhaps they may learn a little from us. I understand you have many questions. Please begin.
Am I correct in thinking that you have no religion here in El Dorado?
Why, of course we have. The one, the true, the only religion.
Which one is that?
Which one? How could there possibly be two? Why do you ask such strange questions?
Because I see no priests.
But we are all priests. We do not need anyone else to come between us and God.
How do you confess?
Confess? Confess what?
Transgressions.
Transgressions. I do not know this word. Please explain.
Well,
they stayed a month. Partly because they weren't allowed to leave, but mostly because it was the nearest place to paradise that either of them could imagine. And yet...
Cacambo?
Yes, master.
Cacambo, it is true that the castle where I was born is not as nice as it is here in El Dorado. But, all the same, Mademoiselle Cunegonde is not here.
You still pine for Mademoiselle Cunegonde now?
Oh, yes.
Every moment of the day. But Mademoiselle Cunegonde is no longer in your castle. She's in Buenos Aires beyond your reach. So, let's stay here.
No. If we stay here, we'll just be like everyone else.
Am I complaining?
Whereas, if we leave here with only a dozen or so of those big red sheep loaded with pebbles, we'll be richer than all the kings of the world put together. The Inquisitors wouldn't dare touch us, and we could carry off Mademoiselle Cunegonde without any trouble. What do you think of that?
I think you are mad, Candide, mad. However, I could not be tyrant enough to keep strangers here against their will. So be it.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
There is only one thing I should like to say.
Your mountains are inaccessible.
On both sides.
That is so. You will have to wait for our engineers to construct machines to hoist you up the sheer cliffs, which are 10,000 feet high.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
Ask for anything you want on your journey. It shall be given.
Well,
Your Majesty, just a few sheep loaded with provisions and some pebbles and dirt.
I cannot imagine what you will do in Europe with our yellow dust, but take as much as you want, and much good may it do you.
Oh, it will.
And so the ingenious engineers of El Dorado built a machine to hoist them out of the kingdom. And they took with them not just a few, not just a dozen, but 102 big red sheep. 2 to ride on, 20 with provisions, 30 loaded with wonderful gifts, and 50 with gold and jewels and diamonds. And off they set to reach the coast, to charter a ship, to sail to Buenos Aires to ransom the fair Cunegonde. The first day, everything went splendidly. The second day, 2 of the sheep went into a bog and disappeared. Another 2 died of fatigue shortly after. 7 or 8 perished of hunger in the desert. 8 more fell off a cliff. And so on. After 100 days, they had...
Exactly 2 left.
Oh, it's true, my friend. The riches of this world pass away. Everything withers and fades.
Except virtue. And the joy of seeing Mademoiselle Cunegonde again.
I dare say, but we're still richer than the King of Spain will ever be, and we'll soon reach the coast. Come.
And we'll find a ship's captain to take us to Buenos Aires.
I
no. No, 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 no. I'll be hanged if I do, and you'll be hanged if I do.
Why so, Captain?
Because your Cunigund is now the favourite mistress of Don Fernando di Bari Figueres Mascarenes and Leporis de Souza. That's why.
Oh!
Great buckets of blood. A weeping man.
Oh, Pangloss, forgive me, dear mate. But after this, I can no longer believe in optimism.
What on earth is optimism?
It's a mania for insisting everything's fine when you know everything is awful. Listen, my dear friend, in our pockets we each have diamonds worth 6 or 7 million. Now you're cleverer than I am. So take what you've got and you go and get Cunegonde. I don't suppose they'll hang you. You haven't killed an inquisitor.
True, but what about you?
Well, I'll find another ship to take me to Venice, and I'll wait for you there.
Right. I'll go right away.
Oh, Cacambo. Oh, don't forget the old woman.
Of course not.
Captain, how much to take me and 2 big red sheep to Venice?
Which big red sheep?
One's outside the door.
10,000 piastres.
Done.
Aha. If he doesn't hesitate, he must be rich. On second thoughts, that'll be 20,000 piastres to Venice.
Right.
Aha. You mean Venice, Italy. That'll be 30,000 piastres.
Whatever you say.
Stack me vitals. Those big red sheep must be loaded with treasure. I'll take the 30,000 piastres for now, and then we'll see what's what. Meet me here at cock-crow with the money, Your Excellency, and we'll set sail.
Agreed.
Good morning, Your Excellency.
Here you are. We sail?
You stay here in comfort, Your Excellency, while I load the big red sheep, and then I'll bring the boat back for you.
Fine. Don't be long.
He was.
Oh, it's not. It mustn't. It can't be.
It was.
And so, my lord, I demand that justice be done and that perfidious sea captain be brought back to trial.
Yes. I'll look into the matter should he return. In the meantime, that will be 10,000 piastres costs and another 10,000 for kicking up such a din in my court. Next case.
And so, Candide, having lost a fortune equal to that of at least 20 monarchs, decided to book a humble passage to Europe. And since his final misfortune had plunged him into a deep melancholy, he also decided to advertise for a suitable companion. Monsieur Candide, now lodging at the Taverna del Sol, offers passage, board, and 2,000 piastres to an honest man to be his companion to Bordeaux, provided that the said honest man is the unluckiest and most miserable in the province.
No, my dear friend, please don't. You're not nearly miserable enough.
At last he chose one, Martin here, a wise man. He wasn't really any worse off than anybody else, but since he was a scholar, Candide thought he might be the most interesting to talk to. And so, they set sail for Europe, passing the time in endless discussion.
And so, when you think about it, even after all that misery, I still do have quite a lot of money left. And I still hope to see Mademoiselle Cunegonde again. So although things aren't as good as they are in El Dorado, things aren't too bad. One may therefore detect a tendency towards the good, and so discern the hand of God. Wouldn't you agree with that, Martin?
No.
Oh, why not?
I don't discern the hand of God much. I think he's abandoned the world.
Shh! I've already been to one auto da fe. You must be possessed by the devil.
The devil's into everything. Why not into me? I think God's given up the struggle. I've never seen a country that didn't want to destroy its neighboring country. nor a family that didn't want to score off the family next door. All over the world, the weak are exploited by the strong. At this moment, 1 million paid assassins roam up and down Europe, murdering and pillaging by numbers to earn their daily bread. And even where things appear not too bad, men's hearts are eaten away by envy and greed. And then the worry of owning things. No, sir. I do not much discern the hand of God.
But there must be some good to be found.
Where? I've never seen it.
It's a pirate attacking a merchantman. There are hundreds of them, drowning. My God.
You're home?
Martin, I can see one of my big red sheep. Look. You see? You see, God has not given up. He's punished that scoundrel of a ship's captain who robbed me.
Oh, yes. God has punished that scoundrel. The devil has drowned all the others.
If you're so pessimistic, why do you think the world was made?
To drive us mad.
Well, I don't agree with you for a moment, Martin, but you're an interesting fellow. When we get to France, we'll go overland to Venice, and we'll wait for Mademoiselle Cunegonde there. Will you come with me?
You have money, I've none. I'll follow you anywhere.
Oh, good. We'll go via Paris. We've got the time.
At last they reached France, and after various adventures in Parisian society, most of which ended with Candide being separated from more of his money, the celebrated Marquise de Baccarat, mistress of a gaming house, took him for 50,000 francs, and then took him upstairs.
You have lost much, chérie. You may still gain.
Oh, what shall we play at now?
Are you still madly in love with this Mademoiselle Cunegonde de Tendre-Ten-Tronckh you have told me about?
Oh, yes, indubitably.
You are so witty, you young men from Westphalia.
Really?
Oh, yes. A Frenchman would only say, it is true I did love Mademoiselle Cunegonde. But now that I look upon you, madame, I'm afraid I love her no longer.
Really? Well, I only want to say what's right. I didn't mean to be witty.
Your passion for her really began when you pick up a little handkerchief?
Oh, yes, madame.
Then now, pick up my little garter.
Anything to oblige, madame?
And put it on for me. On me!
Oh.
Such scenes only take place in the diseased minds of authors who are determined to tell us the truth at all costs. Much better to leave it to your imagination.
And so, Candide, finally, and was never quite the same again. And filled with the most delicious remorse at his betrayal of Mademoiselle Cunegonde, he fled to the nearest port and set sail for Venice.
Is that Portsmouth?
Does it make any difference?
I must say I am surprised to be going to Venice from Dieppe via Portsmouth. Aren't you, Martin?
Nothing surprises me.
You know the English. Tell me, are they as mad here as the French?
Yes. But in a different way. You know the two countries are at war just now over a few acres of Canadian snow, and they're spending more on this glorious war than the whole of Canada's worth. Not for me to say which country is richer than citizens that ought to be locked up. But I can promise you that the English are remarkably dreary and bad-tempered.
But look, Martin, they don't seem to be bad-tempered. Look, the whole quayside is thronged with people, laughing and cheering. Excuse me, can you tell me what all this is about? Is it a carnival or something?
Sort of.
What are they celebrating?
That.
Dear God, who's that?
A famous English admiral.
Dear God. But why are they killing him?
Because he hasn't killed as many of the enemy as he should.
Dear God.
He yielded a battle to a French admiral by not going close enough to him.
But he must have been as close to the French admiral as the French admiral was to him.
I couldn't argue with that. But in England, it's reckoned to be a good idea to kill an admiral from time to time to encourage the others.
Oh, my God! Oh, Martin, does the devil rule everywhere? I shall not set one foot in this barbaric country. This England. I shall get the ship's captain to take us straight to Venice, even if he does cheat us like that other rogue from South America.
Oh, Martin, heavens be praised. Everything is as good as it possibly can. Right. We find Cacambo. He takes us to Cunegonde. It's as simple as that. Come on.
Well, they looked for Cacambo. First, they looked in all the hotels. Then they looked in all the bars. Then they looked in all the cafes. Then they looked in all the churches. Then they looked in all the brothels. The seasons changed. Every day they looked. Every day they sent to the Rialto to inquire about arriving ships. Every day they watched the barks arrive from the mainland. Nothing. Not a trace of Cacambo or Cunegonde. Candide went into a decline.
She's dead. There's no doubt about it, Martin. She's dead. I might as well be dead, too. Far better to have stayed in El Dorado than to return to this accursed Europe. Oh, it's true, my friend. Life is but an illusion and disaster.
You really are a great big simpleton, aren't you? You really reckoned a half-breed servant with 5 or 6 millions in his pocket would go off to the ends of the world to find your beloved and bring her back to you here in Venice. He'll go off with her himself, if he finds her. And if he doesn't, he'll go off with somebody else. Forget Cacambo, Candide. Huh? And you, Mr. Cunegonde, stop playing the tragic hero. Come downstairs and get some food inside you.
No! No!
What's for supper?
You ready to leave here with us? No messing about.
Cacambo! It's you! Where's my darling Cunegonde? You must take me to her at once. Oh, I shall die of joy when I see her.
She's not here. She's in Constantinople.
Constantinople? Oh, dear heaven. But were she in China, I should fly to her side. Come on.
No. I can't talk to you anymore. After supper, I'm a slave and my master is waiting for his supper. You go and eat, but be ready to leave here with us.
Do you see?
You haven't found her yet.
Martin, you're incorrigible.
I'm also hungry.
Candide tried to eat while Martin went relentlessly through the menu. Then a very strange thing happened. Or 6 strange things. Or the same strange thing 6 times.
Sire, Your Majesty can leave here when he wishes. The boat is ready.
Sire, Your Majesty's coach is at Padua, and the bark is ready. You need stay here no longer, Your Majesty. I have prepared everything.
Taking part in a masquerade for the carnival, are they?
Your Majesty, everything is in order for your departure. The gondola is ordered, Your Majesty, and will be here directly. Look, they won't give us no more credit, Your Majesty. Not to me, neither. They're going to bung us in the clink tonight, or I'm a monkey's uncle. So I'm off to fend for myself. Ta-da.
Gentlemen, what a strange joke. You've all decided to become kings for the carnival. Isn't that rather overdoing it?
I do not joke, monsieur. I am Ahmed III, for many years Grand Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. I usurped my brother. His son usurped me. I am allowed occasionally to travel for my health's sake, and I have come to Venice for the carnival.
I am Ivan IV, rightful Tsar of all the Russias. I was brought up in prison. Occasionally I'm allowed to travel with 2 guards, and I have come to Venice for the carnival.
I am Charles Edward Stuart, rightful King of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales.
Prince Charlie.
When I claimed my throne, my enemies defeated me and tore out the hearts of 600 of my followers. I, too, have been in prison, and I have come to Venice for the carnival.
I am Augustus III, Elector of Saxony and King of the Poles. Like my father before me, I lost my inheritance in the reverses of the war. And I have come to Venice for the carnival.
I, too, am King of the Poles, Stanisław I. I lost my throne twice, once to him and once to his father. I still rule somewhere, though it is only the Duchy of Lorraine, and I have come to Venice for the carnival.
Oh, gentlemen, I'm not nearly so grand as yourself, but I was a king. They declared me King Theodore I of Corsica. Unfortunately, the French wanted it back, and I had not the power to resist them. I fled. In London, I was thrown in prison for debt. Yeah. I, who have sat on a throne, have also lain in straw. And they rather think that I'm going to get the same treatment here. Though I have come, like your majesties, to Venice for the carnival. No.
Don't worry.
Oh, if only Pangloss were here to see this. Oh, Martin, if such things happen to kings, what may not happen to us?
There's a difference?
No, they're all giving him money. How much do you think I ought to give? I don't want to seem patronizing to a king.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty. Permit me to press upon you this tiny diamond. A mere bagatelle is scarcely worth the thought.
How much is it thought worth?
About 2,000. Not much more, I'm afraid.
Who is this man? Not even a king who can and does give 100 times more than we.
Makes you wonder if it's worth it.
Now, I've already arranged with the captain of the ship that's taking Ahmed III back to Constantinople that he should take you two, too. Now, we're all packed, so you hurry and get your things and meet us down at the quay. Right?
Right.
Right.
Your Majesty, I should very dearly like to purchase Cacambo's freedom.
I would not part with Cacambo for a king's ransom.
2 kings? Oh, so that's all right. Oh, my dear Cacambo. Now, tell me about my darling Cunegonde. What's she doing? How is she? Is she well? Does she still love me? What did you do? Buy a palace for her or something in Constantinople? Tell me.
My dear master, Cunegonde is washing dishes for an old prince who has hardly any dishes left to wash.
What?
But sadder than that...
Sadder than that?
Sadder than that is the fact that she has grown quite revoltingly ugly.
Oh!
Oh, Cunegonde.
Shall we get off? There's still time.
I'm a man of honor, Martin. Beautiful or ugly, it is my duty to love her always. But how was she reduced to this? And what happened to the 6 or 7 millions that you went off with?
Well, didn't I have to give Don Fernando de Figuera de Ibarra y Mascarenes y Lampedos y Sousa 2 million to get her away?
And the rest?
A pirate took it. Then he took Cunegonde.
Oh, no.
Then he took all of us to the Dardanelles. Cunegonde and the old woman ended up as servants, and I as slave to Ahmed III.
Oh, well. I do still have quite a lot of money left. I don't suppose there'll be too much trouble getting her away. Pity she's so ugly, though.
and they sailed towards Constantinople. Here. The truth was they would then charter another boat and come along the Sea of Marmora, here, until they found Cunegonde and the old woman, here, and here. When they reached Constantinople, they had no difficulty in ransoming Cacambo from Ahmed III. They immediately set sail again in a galley. A galley rowed by convicts, some of whom rowed better than others, and two of whom rowed very badly indeed.
Look at those poor wretches, Martin. If only Pangloss were here, he could explain it to us, so they wouldn't make us feel so miserable. Yes, well, if I hadn't had the misfortune to have seen one hanged and to have killed the other one myself, I might almost believe that that was Maître Pangloss and Monsieur le Baron. Stop! You really must stop beating those poor wretches.
You want it, Candide?
Candide? What? Is it Monsieur le Baron who I killed? Is it Maître Pangloss whom I saw hang? What? Is that the great philosopher?
It is!
Shipmaster, how much to ransom? Monsieur le Baron of Thunder Ten Tronc, one of the leading barons of the Holy Roman Empire, and Maître Pangloss, the most profound thinker in all Germany.
Christian dog! If these convict Christian dogs really are thinkers and barons, that will be 50,000.
Done! Release them!
Oh, Candide! Oh, Candide! My dear! A million thanks. 1,000 million thanks.
I shall repay you as soon as I get the money.
Once again, Reverend Father, I really must apologize for running you through with my sword.
Don't say another word. Little hasty myself. Doubtless you're wondering by what strange chance you came to find me in these galleys.
Absolutely.
Well, I recovered. And then I was captured and sent back to my order in Rome. Well, I became chaplain to the French ambassador at Constantinople. And I met a very nice young page at the court. A well-built young sort of chap, you know. And it was a warm evening. And he expressed a desire to bathe. So I took the opportunity to bathe too. It's hygienic, you know. Well, I didn't know it was a crime punishable by death in Turkey for a Christian to be found naked with a young Turk. They beat the soles of my feet for a very long time and threw me in this galley.
Barbarous.
Well, I've never heard of a graver injustice. What I want to know is, why is my sister here in Turkey washing up dishes for some refugee Transylvanian prince?
Tell me, mate, by what strange quirks of fortune are we brought together?
Well, it's true you saw me hanged, and I should have burned as well, of course. But you remember, it was pouring down, and they couldn't get the fire started. Now, when it comes to burning people, the Holy Inquisition may be red hot. But when it comes to hanging their rank amateurs, I don't think I could have been more badly hanged. The rope was wet, you see, and it wouldn't slip. Well, they cut me down and sold me to a surgeon so that he could cut me up. He made a primary incision from me nave to me chaps, and I suppose that must have brought me round. For suddenly I sat up on the slab and yelled, "Roar!" He thought he was dissecting the devil, he did. Well, I got him to see sense, and he stitched me up again, and I recovered. And then I got a job with a Venetian merchant, and he took me to Constantinople. Well, one day out of curiosity, I wandered into a mosque. There was nobody there except for an old Muslim priest and a very pretty young girl who was kneeling down saying her Our Fathers. Her dress was cut agreeably low, and
she had a little nosegay nestling in between her delicious stitching. It fell out. Well, I picked it up, naturally, and replaced it with a great deal of care. You can't rush a thing like that. Oh, well, the old priest didn't agree. The longer I took, the more angry he became. I suppose it was because I was a Christian. Anyway, he yelled out for somebody to come and do something about it, and they did. They came and they beat me on the soles of my feet for a very long time. And then they threw me in the galley, and I ended up on the same bench as Monsieur le Baron here.
Isn't that astonishing?
Yes, they beat us 20 times a day. We still haven't learned how to row.
What a terrible tale, don't you think so, Baron?
No worse than mine.
Tell me, Major, now that you've been hanged, dissected, beaten black and blue, and made into a galley slave, do you still maintain that all is for the best, in the best of all possible worlds?
My beliefs have not changed by the slightest iota. Well, consider, when all is said and done, I am a philosopher. Well, where would we be if we philosophers went round changing our minds all the time? It wouldn't be proper. No, well, consider also, is it even remotely possible that the great philosopher Leibniz and I could be wrong? Eh?
I see.
But what I don't see is how my sister comes to be outcast, skiv in for some broken-down old aristocrat from Central Europe.
Well, no point in needlessly distressing you. On they sailed, arguing and discussing and philosophizing endlessly until they came to the home of the broken-down old aristocrat. That's it. And that's Cunegonde and the old woman hanging out the washing. And that is Candide running towards them.
Yet again. This time there can be no mistake. This time there can be no putting off. We shall be married at once.
Never.
I beg your pardon?
I shall never countenance such vulgarity on her part or such insolence on yours. My sister has 72 cotrings on her coat of arms, and she shall marry none but a baron of the Holy Roman Empire at least.
Oh, my dear brother, please. Please, I love him. She loves him.
You thundering great nincompoop! I've rescued you and ransomed you out of rowing in the galleys. I've rescued your sister and will ransom her out of washing dishes. She has been raped from Europe to South America and ravished from South America to Turkey. She's ugly to boot. And now when I have the decency to make her my wife, you still try and stop me with your stupid airs. If I don't keep a very firm control on myself, I'll kill you all over again.
Go on, kill me all over again. But while I breathe, you will not marry my sister.
What are we going to do with him? Do as he suggests. Chuck him in the sea.
I could arrange a left-handed marriage.
What's that?
If she gives you a left-handed marriage, she won't pass on any rank or rights to the children. There are many precedents.
What do you think, Campbell?
I think you'll get the best of all possible results.
No!
If you shove him back in the galley, he'd be out of your way and no worse off than when you found him.
What a thoroughly good idea.
So they did, with no fuss, a little money, and not even arousing the suspicions of his sister, they replaced the Baron in the galley, thereby having the double pleasure of putting one over on a Jesuit and punishing the arrogance of a German Baron. And so, Candide married his Cunegonde, and they lived happy ever after. Well, not quite. They'd lost practically all their money, and with what was left they bought this place. A little market garden to support them for the time being until their fortunes improved. Well, that's what they told each other. But the days went by, and with them Cunegonde grew more shrewish and ugly.
Here, it's all right, there's that then. Yes, let me, huh?
Pangloss?
Oh, no. Come on.
Grew more and more filled with self-pity because he wasn't the shining light of some German university. The old woman grew uglier and nastier than Cunegonde. Cacambo!
Hey! I do all the work round here, now they spit on me.
Cacambo. Only Martin seemed able to put up with life.
What's the point of complaining? Tell me, where is it any better?
El Dorado?
El Dorado.
El Dorado.
El Dorado. El Dorado.
El Dorado.
Then lead us, master. We'll follow you there.
Oh, would that I could, Martin.
I'd like to know which is worse. To be raped by 100 pirates, have a buttock cut off, be whipped, hanged, dissected, burnt, thrown into the galleys in sun to go through all that we've gone through. Or to be stuck here with nothing to do.
That is a very good question.
And they decided to answer it, so that they would finally be at peace with the world. So they consulted the wisest man in the land, a very famous and superior Davies.
Forgive us, Reverend Father, but we've come to ask you why there's so much unpleasantness and unhappiness in this world.
What does it matter one way or the other? When His Highness the Supreme Porte sends a ship to Egypt, does he worry whether or not the mice aboard the ship are comfortable?
Maître, I should like to argue with you a little as one philosopher, so rather you understand upon cause and effect, the best of all possible worlds, the origin of evil, the nature of the soul, and above all, the doctrine of optimism.
Oh!
Nasty old dervish.
Knock on the door again, my love, and make him answer.
With respect, madame, I rather think that was his answer.
Let's all go home to our little market garden.
On the way home, they passed another market garden with a nice old Turkish market gardener who invited them in for refreshments.
No, sir. All I know of Constantinople is that I send the produce of my garden there to be sold.
Obviously, you have a great deal of land here, sir.
No, sir. I have precisely 20 acres.
Then you must have a lot of workers.
No, sir. Only my family.
Well, then how do you do it, sir?
Work, sir. Work. Work is the greatest thing in the world because it drives off the three greatest evils in the world: boredom, vice, and poverty.
Well, I should like to take you up on that.
Thank you.
See,
You've been most kind and helpful. I should like to stay here and philosophize with
What?
you.
Philosophize, did you say?
Forgive me. I had no wish to distress you. There's only one thing left to do. We must all go and work in our garden.
But I shall get sunburned.
I am the daughter of a pope.
Some of us were created to work with the mind.
What a very good idea.
I agree. Let's go and work in the garden and cut out the theories. It's the only way to make life bearable.
Right then. Let's go, everybody.
But look here, can you tell me the sufficient reason why?
So they went home and they worked in the garden. And they worked very well and very hard, and the garden repaid them. And although things were not so good as in El Dorado, things were not really too bad. And sometimes Pangloss would turn to Candide and say,
Consider, my dear Candide. Everything is interconnected in this, the best of all possible worlds. Look at it this way. If you had not been kicked out of that beautiful castle because you loved Mademoiselle Cunegonde, if you had not tramped across South America, if you had not suffered at the hands of the Holy Inquisition, if you had not run the barrel through, if you had not lost those big red sheep from El Dorado...
El Dorado?
Why, you would not now be here amongst the candied fruit and pistachio nuts.
I'm sure you're absolutely right. But we must go and work in the garden.
Happy ever after? Not ever after. Not happy. They lived. We must all go and work in the garden. Once upon a time,